The secret to overcoming laziness. Learn how to trick your brain. We often feel frustrated because we can't seem to change, believing that we lack willpower. But the truth is, change is difficult because the brain always seeks comfort and follows familiar pathways. Failure doesn't mean you're weak, it simply means you haven't fully understood how this mechanism works. To succeed, don't try to force yourself. Instead, focus on small actions and turn them into habits. Connect each new action to specific conditions in order to reprogram your brain. Only then will the journey of change become sustainable and effective. In life, there's often a wide gap between who we are now and the ideal version of ourselves we long to become. Whether it's something small like exercising, eating healthier, learning a new language, or something big like writing a book, these goals are within reach, yet they always seem too far away. We believe that to achieve them, we must transform into a completely different person, someone with unshakable willpower, iron discipline, and endless effort. We try, sometimes with all our strength, to become that person. At first, things may go smoothly, but before long, we slip back into old habits. The cycle of failure repeats itself. Each failure adds to our frustration and fatigue. Popular motivational advice on social media often makes it worse. If you didn't succeed, it's because you didn't want it badly enough. This blame erodes our self-esteem over time. But the truth is, change is never easy. It requires a deep understanding of how we work. Failure doesn't mean you lack desire, it's simply that your brain always seeks comfort. Habits are built from familiar neural pathways, and stepping away from them is always a challenge. Instead of blaming yourself, view change as a scientific process that requires understanding its mechanisms. Only then can you begin the journey of transforming your life in a lasting and effective way. The craftsman's lesson in perseverance. To prove the power of persistence, the story of a humble craftsman offers a compelling example. At first, he was just a beginner. His early works were clumsy, lacking refinement, and missing the soul of a true artist. Yet instead of being discouraged by these flaws, he chose the path of perseverance and passion. Every day he dedicated time to practice, to learn, and to sharpen his skills. He poured his heart into every stroke and every carving, treating each piece not just as an object, but as a part of himself. As time passed, this devoted repetition created a kind of magic. His once rough hands grew nimble and skillful. The crude works gave way to masterpieces filled with elegance, precision, and personal character. He was no longer just a craftsman, he had become a true artist, recognized for both his talent and his dedication. This story shows us that success does not come from giant leaps, but from countless quiet, persistent efforts. Like the craftsman, as long as you hold on to perseverance and keep the fire of passion alive, time will turn rough beginnings into brilliant achievements. Want to change your life but don't know where to start? The secret lies not in forcing yourself, but in tricking your brain into believing change is no big deal. Instead of aiming for massive goals, focus on the smallest possible actions. Improving your life little by little, day by day, is far more effective than setting huge goals and giving up halfway. Small changes, accumulated over time, create big transformations. The best way to do this is by creating new habits and turning them into automatic actions. Imagine your planner, your conscious brain, carving out a new path, and then your impulsive child, your subconscious brain, walking it with ease. First, break your vague goal into the simplest, most specific action. For example, instead of saying, "I'll exercise," say, "I'll do 10 push-ups every morning." The smaller and easier the action, the less resistance you'll feel. Next, connect this new action to an existing trigger. The trigger could be an object, a specific time, or a familiar place. For instance, every time I see my sneakers by the bed, I'll do 10 push-ups. This creates an automatic button for your brain, turning the action into a reflex. Finally, make the process enjoyable. Pair the new action with something you love, for example, only listening to your favorite podcast while exercising. In this way, you're bribing your brain back, making change feel like a reward rather than a burden. Remember, this process requires persistence. Even if you feel discouraged at times, keep going. Each small action today is a giant step toward your future.
Thank you to everyone for taking the time to watch this video. I wish you all good health, happiness, and every success in life. To give our channel more motivation to grow and bring you more meaningful messages, we truly hope to receive your support. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you find the content helpful. All of your feedback is incredibly valuable, so please leave your comments below. We will listen and strive to improve every day. Thank you very much.